March 31st, 2019, one of our soldiers was called home. So we want to take our time and dedicate this episode to our fallen soldier, Nipsey Hussle. And we want to send our condolences to his family. He was a father, he was an activist, he was loved by many. So we just want to dedicate this episode to him and let him know that, you know, he will be missed.
It was the news that rocked the nation everywhere from the West Coast, East Coast, North, South. And it was honestly shocking. A lot of people was really confused, like myself included. We were all confused about what happened and like why. So we figured this would be a good opportunity for us to talk about, you know, how we're feeling about it. You know, hopefully you guys will chime in and say how you guys are feeling about it. And just, you know, talk about what we can do moving forward.
Yeah, for sure. Well, let's get into it. Let's just talk about, you know, what his loss means to hip-hop in general, you know. How do you feel like this will affect not only the state of hip-hop, but the future of up-and-coming artists?
And you know, the funny thing is like a lot of people are saying that, not a lot of people, but I have heard some people saying like, man, you can't do shit for the hood. You can't get rich and stay in the hood. And I expect that people are going to be feeling that way. A lot of people, you know, when they come up, they got to get outside the hood. But it's also another side to the coin. I also believe that a lot of people is going to be continue doing what Nipsey was doing. And just, you know, like making that a thing, making that cool in hip hop to give back and be a part of your community.
Yeah, for sure, because we definitely need it. And it's like, that's the last thing I would want, you know, and I feel like that's the last thing he would want is for people to, you know, because of what happened to him, not, you know, give back to their community or be around in their community and things like that. Because, you know, even though what happened to him was a tragic incident, we still can't let that stop us from changing, you know, what needs to be changed, you know, which is, you know, for one, you know, the mindset and the mentality, you know, of the hood, you know.
I mean, like, what do you mean the mindset and the mentality of the hood?
Or like, I feel like, you know, just the mentality of the crabs in the barrel, you know what I'm saying? The crabs in the barrel mentality, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's something that's, you know, just it's kind of kept us, you know, it's kind of held us back, you know, for a long time, you know. I feel like it's something that, you know, it's a movie that we've seen before, you know. This is not nothing new, you know what I'm saying? Like people, you know what I'm saying? People.
But this hit different though.
Yeah.
Like it's not nothing new, but like like it's hard to shake this shit. Like I'm getting up in the morning, I'm like, damn, like what the fuck? I'm hearing it on the radio, I'm seeing it on the internet. So like it hits different. Like why do you think that is? It's something different about like that crab in the bucket mentality with this situation, because I don't think it was that. I'm just gonna be real. And I know you hear everybody saying that it's the government and they got their theories. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, like
it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like in a sense, you know, like I feel like this, for one, I'm gonna answer your first question. I feel like this one hits different because of what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? We don't have too many people who come from that environment and are able to come back and reach back to their community. You know what I'm saying? Nipsey was doing a lot of powerful things. You know, he was trying to inform a lot of people. So for that person who was trying to create that change, you know, to be murdered, you know what I'm saying? That's going to hit us different for sure, you know? And then also it sounds kind of, you know, shallow, but it's, you know, kind of because, you know what I'm saying, he was famous, you know what I'm saying? And it's always difficult to lose, you know, a celebrity and a artist, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, these are people who inspire people for a living, you know? So when you lose that, you know, you feel that void, whether you met them in person or not, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's a devastating loss regardless, you know?
Just to add on what you were saying, I think, like, you know, he was more than just a celebrity. You know, he was very well known. So it's not just looking at, oh, he was a celebrity and he was doing good things. It was like you said, he was an artist, he was a celebrity, he was doing all these things in the community, he was well known. and kind of lost my train of thought because it's like so much to you know, to really think about with this. But it just was like I believe it's a new level of consciousness that's a wave where people are starting to really recognize and really kind of, you know, be a part of when someone is doing good. Even though they might not be on that level, but it still feels good to have that. So just to, you know, go on the internet one day and see that it's, you know, that person is killed, it like I said, it hits different. It is different.
Yeah, for sure. But I'll say this, I feel like even though, you know what I'm saying, this is he was you know what I'm saying, he passed away before, you know, his journey was finished, but at the same time he still did enough to where he left a legacy behind. You know, I feel like even just in the past couple days, you know what I'm saying, we've seen, you know, just changes in a lot of things. Like people are trying to eat better, you know. He was a lot of people know, well, it's kind of been a conspiracy and stuff too, but he was working on the documentary on that Dr. Sebi, you know. But just talking about just our bodies, you know what I'm saying, and just, you know, like not only just the food we eat, but what we just put into our bodies, period. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Dr. Sebi, you know, he preaches on a lot of that, you know. And so he was working on that documentary, and I feel like him doing that, you know what I'm saying, that's kind of pushing people who may have not either had access to the knowledge or just didn't know, you know what I'm saying. And it's, you know, kind of it's kind of like a good chain reaction in that sense, you know what I'm saying?
So, yeah, it's sad because, like, that might have been his purpose, and it really hurts to look at it. You know, some people are martyrs. You know, some people take that fall, and that's a real courageous, brave person to do that. And if we got to look at anything that came from that, we got to look at that. We have to. We got to look at the good.
Yeah. And, you know, that's all we can do, really. You know what I'm saying? If we sit around and focus on the bad, you know, we ain't going to get nowhere.
Exactly.
We ain't going to get nowhere with that. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, but at the same time, I feel like it's opening dialogue, you know? You know what I'm saying? We see, you know, young brothers die, you know, pretty much every day, you know what I'm saying? Just from things like, you know, jealousy, envy, or, you know, just pure greed, you know what I'm saying? Or just because of, you know, a number of things and a number of systematic things, you know what I'm saying? A number of things that's like we don't really have any control over, but we do have control over our actions personally, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like, you know, him, you know, trying to bring that change, hopefully it'll benefit, you know, just that whole thing in a sense.
I mean, don't believe the hype. And I know I'm gonna keep going back to this because, like,
God damn.
What fuck?
Fuck it. We should not.
Don't believe the hype. And I'm gonna keep going back to this because let's not just. I know what they saying in the news. This man killed him. He shot. It just don't make sense. It don't make sense. It don't make sense. Like. Every day, like, it was another story, a different story. First, everybody the masses on the internet saying, "Oh, it's the internet." Oh, I mean, not internet. It's the government. It's the government. It's the government. And I'm like, yeah, we all riled up. Then they put out, oh, it might have been somebody else. Then they put out, we got a picture of the dude who did it. Like, then the story is now like the dude, you know, he had no prior relations. He walks up to him and they exchange words, and then he ended up killing him. Like, it just don't make sense.
Nah, but see, I feel like it doesn't make sense because it's a million different stories going around. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, you know, because people who knew and people who were there during the incident, that's what they're saying, because they're saying that the dude came up there, you know what I'm saying, and they had words, the dude came up there, whatever, you know what I'm saying. Apparently, you know, he was a, you know what I'm saying, he was a snitch, you know, a known, you know, 60s member, and basically they're saying that, you know what I'm saying, they already had prior altercations. This wasn't kind of just out of nowhere.
It was prior altercations in the same day.
No, not only the same day. It says stuff happened a couple weeks back, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, I ain't hear that part.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's like kind of just like misinformation.
But this is what I seen on the shade room. I mean, they're a credible source. I mean, enough to a certain extent. To a certain extent.
Yeah.
But what I seen was freaking dude, man, Nipsey's business partner. He was up there talking. His story was, dude, man, walked up to Nip and was like, "Oh, I'm a rapper." Introduced himself, shook hands, this and the third.
Yeah.
And then dude, man, said he goes in the store real quick to get something to eat. He comes back out. Other dude, he's shooting at him. So that's the story that I just heard. They got this man. They don't even got him in PC. They got him in solitary confinement.
Yeah.
I mean, it just seems a little weird.
I feel like
I'm just telling you.
You gotta think about where he at too. You know what I'm saying? Like you not gonna be in LA still. You know what I'm saying? No matter if you in jail or not, you not just gonna be out here. Niggas in jail, no nip. Niggas niggas gonna want revenge. They putting
so why not put him in PC? Because he gonna get murked in PC.
Exactly.
Obviously.
You know what I'm saying? You can't have him around nobody because this man is a wanted man right now. Like
since when cops care about a black man taking another black man's life?
I mean, they care about it when it's in their custody. You know what I'm saying? And they know it's a million eyes on them.
Because they probably was happy about it. They probably was like, "Nah, we gotta protect him because he just did the job." I don't know. I'm probably jumping out the window, but like it just.
And I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Totally against that. You know what I'm saying? It's probably a lot more to the story that we don't know. Yeah. But I'm just not one for jumping to the conspiracies because I know how people get with them. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
Like,
I feel
people
you.
just start saying anything.
People start, but you know what? I'm gonna point this out. This is what somebody said to me. Mm-hmm. Somebody said the dude that, this is when I was like, nah, something ain't right. The dude that killed Nip, his name is, what is it?
Shitty Cuz?
Eric. No.
What kind of name is that in the first place?
Shitty Cuz?
I don't
Is his name really Shitty Cuz?
I don't trust nobody named Shitty Cuz.
Nah, stop lying. His name is Shitty Cuz?
That's his
rap name. I thought you was joking.
No, that's
like well, that's crazy. I didn't know that. But his name is Eric Holder.
Yeah.
Eric Holder is also the name of the first black what do you call it? Attorney General. Which I felt like was weird and called me crazy, but it seemed like, because this when I started going towards the side of, alright, maybe it's not the government, maybe some nigga did this. And then I seen that, and then somebody pointed out to me, like, that's the name of the first black Attorney General. I went straight back to the government, that's like a sign from God or something. That shit really don't seem right.
First of all, those are two common names. You know what I'm saying? It's like that.
Bruh,
I don't think
that's a big ass coincidence.
So are you saying that they did that to throw dirt on the Attorney General?
I don't know. I think like people was fucking crazy when you want to come to like these powers that be in Illuminati. Some shit they do weird shit. Like they put like little hints and like conspiracies and things that they did so they could know and they could remember or they could write about it. Or sometimes if you believe in God, that could have been a straight sign from above. Like don't fall back, because like that's the name of a government official. That's the name of a government official. And this when I first started thinking like, all right, maybe the government didn't do this. Maybe it really was. But then when I found out his name, I'm like, nah. Don't just be too quick, because right now you see where the shit went. First the masses was with, it's the government. Then the masses, and now they went, no, it's a black nigga who did this. Everybody, the masses are switching.
When has the masses been reasonable?
Never. They always.
The masses
always
been reasonable.
They too fucking reasonable. When people reasonable, you probably should look at them with the side eye. We can agree to disagree on that, because I hear a lot of bullshit from the masses. But exactly
the masses. But what I'm saying is, like, I'll say this: we can talk about we can talk all day about what happened, but the fact is, none of us were there. None of us really know what happened, and none of this is really gonna bring them back. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel like at the end of the day, we gotta just be thankful that he was there to, to shine that light and just, continue to try to push his message further. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You're so right. Whether the government did it or shitty, whatever the fuck his name is, if he did it, like you said, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. Like, thank God for the 33 years we had of such a beautiful human being. And, bless his soul, bless his heart, bless Lauren, their kids, his family. This shit hurt. This shit hit hard and it hurt. But, you know, that's why we do what we're doing. We're, you know, we're the basement. We in the community. We're trying to make our difference. So, we want to know, like, how did this affect y'all? What do y'all think about this? You know, is this a good, what do you call this? Is it a good catalyst to people having, what do you call the Nipsey effect? Are you going to be affected by it? Are you going to do something in the community? What's going to be different? How are you looking at hip hop? You know, let us know in the comments. And anything you want to say?
I just say, just continue to live by how he tried to live. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He, like, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, he was human. You know, he of course, you know, he wasn't no angel or none of that. Like, you know what I'm saying, he's a human being, but you know, he had a good heart. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like we just need to continue to try to strive to be what he wanted us to be, and strive to be our best potential. You know what I'm saying? And just, you know, don't let this, if you know what I'm saying, if you're an up and coming artist, or if you just, you know, if you're becoming successful, period, don't let this stop you from coming back and giving back to your community. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. And that's pretty much all I wanted to say. But thank you guys for tuning in, and you know, this is the basement. We out.